Hi everyone!
Hello.
Improv on. Hey guys and gals and alls and peoples. We are at the Canadian Jinwoo Martial Arts Association today. We're super excited. We're gonna watch some martial arts, maybe some lion dancing, maybe learn some stuff. So let's check it out.
Yeah.
Today we are at Canadian Jinwoo Martial Arts Association. We are sitting down with the president, Brenden Lee, or Sifu Brenden, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. So we will start with you telling us a bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Brenden. I'm born and raised in Edmonton. I am the president of Canadian Jinwoo. I'm one of the instructors here, and we're a nonprofit organization. And my father started it in 1969. So just kind of keeping on to the tradition.
And can you speak about martial arts and the association and kind of what you offer?
Sure. So we teach martial arts. So martial arts is a form of, as a system, maybe like a combat, self-defense. Different cultures may have different types of martial arts. So we have 4 styles here. We have Kung Fu, Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai. Along with that, we also teach Tai Chi and Chinese lion dancing. So all the lions up there, we'll probably see it later.
Yeah, they're very beautiful. We will definitely show them later on. Do you have a favorite style yourself?
Well, my primary style is Kung Fu, so my style is Hung Gar. So it's the tiger crane system, 5-animal system. It's the southern part of China. So that's one of my favorites out of the ones I've taken in the past.
Can you speak a bit about what that looks like what learning that kind of looks like?
Sure. So it's a southern style. So southern China, the people were a little bit shorter versus northern style. They're a little bit taller. So we would probably use our hands about, how we teach it here is about 60% hands and about 40% feet. But, generally the kicks are lower, but, we know that there's taller people, but we want to make sure that we teach everything, right? So high, low, doesn't matter, right? You have to be aware of everyone else's styles versus like Taekwondo. There's going to be kicking, a little bit more kicking.
So all the different classes that you offer, what are the ages of people that can take classes with you?
Yeah, so our starting age is 6 years old, and there's no limit, really. So the age is just a number, and so we have students that are almost 70 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I can barely do anything with my back, so I can't imagine being 70 and doing things. That's so awesome. So what could people expect when coming in to take a class with you?
Well, I'll speak for more of the Kung Fu piece because that's the primary style that I teach. But generally, we want to, introduce them, give them a little tour. We have more of a one-on-one training, but we have a group session. We do a little warm-up, 10, 15-minute warm-up. And then we'll do, we might split the class, but generally if it's a first person, we like to just get them involved and be with the group. But we know everybody has different skill sets, so we want to make sure that they feel comfortable with the right instructor, and our student-instructor ratio. We want to make sure that we have full attention on everyone, especially new students. So.
And so new students that come in, do they have to have had prior training in order to attend classes?
No, not at all. We have students that have no experience, and that's kind of nice. It's like a fresh canvas, right? So, or even if they have experience, that can be a benefit as well.
What would you say are some great qualities to have when learning any of the martial arts that you spoke about earlier?
I think it's just more you want to make sure you have that discipline and consistency, and just have an open mindset and just have some fun. I mean, it's just like anything, you want to make sure you enjoy it. Then you'll keep coming back, right? So just, with kids, a smile on their face, but just like adults, right? So you want to make sure that you're getting encouraged and you have that confidence and learning balance, coordination. There's a lot of aspects in martial arts that are very beneficial.
So you started martial arts?
Yeah, when I was younger, when I was like 6.
When you were 6.
Yeah, a little older now, I won't give my age. But,
For sure, don't want to age you or anything. But what was the process like for you in learning martial arts? What skills have you taken that you've been able to maybe use elsewhere, or what was it like starting off?
Yeah, well, what it was like starting off was a little bit intimidating because, my father was the president, but he never taught me. It was one of his top students. But I would go downstairs and I see him like almost literally hitting grown men with sticks. So that was a little intimidating. I was a little bit scared, to be honest. But he didn't do that to us, obviously. But it's given me a lot of confidence, self-confidence, and just a lot of skill, and just giving me a lot of community presence and meeting new people. It's definitely been a positive in my life, for sure. Yeah.
And speaking of the community, what are some activities or celebrations that you like to partake in with the community?
Well, Lunar New Year is coming up, so that's February the 10th. So it's the year of the dragon, for example. So we typically do celebrations, whether it's martial arts demonstrations, but generally for Lunar New Year, we demonstrate the lion dance. So that basically brings good luck to different events like the New Year or grand openings, birthdays. We're even doing a baby reveal actually later this month.
Aww.
Or actually it's next month, February. So there's all types of, occasions that we can demonstrate the lion dance. Yeah.
Can you speak a bit about lion dancing and what those classes are kind of like?
Sure. So lion dancing, our classes, we have it 1 day a week, but with the foundation of martial arts, we want to make sure you have strong stances, a good foundation. So it gives you that strength to lift up a head and things like that, and the endurance. So so the classes are Fridays, all ages really, but we typically prefer you to have like a little bit of maybe 6 months in training, just so you understand the basics. But there's music that you can incorporate it with it. So there's a drum, there's cymbals, there's a gong, and the music. The drummer will follow the lion, and then the lion will follow the music. So they're intertwined, right? So then they can understand the beats. So first thing you do bows, right? You might do 3 bows. Then the drummer will play a bow beat, and then they're looking for example, a green vegetable. So that's like a head of lettuce, for example. So that's lucky, and normally you have a red envelope filled with money in there, right, for lucky money. And then they search it and they eat it, and they spit it out, they regurgitate it out. But it's lucky. So the lettuce, if you touch the lettuce this year at the parade, then you'll have a good year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
So for the lines themselves in the dragon, how, like, are they made here? Do you buy them somewhere?
No, we buy them in Asia. Okay. Typically, it's in China or Malaysia. There's, they make the best. They're made out of bamboo and fiberglass, paper mache.
They're so beautiful.
There's a dragon there, and then those are the lions. But typically for the Lunar New Year, we do lion dance. It's not like the country style, I guess, but when you see the pictures later, the videos, it's two people are inside, and they imitate an animal, right? So they move around in like a zigzag pattern. So then you're just kind of bringing in good luck. So, and there's different colors that represent it. So Chinese New Year's or Lunar New Year, you want to wear red. So, for example, I'm wearing black, but it brings good luck.
And would Lunar New Year be the only time that the lion dances are performed?
No, they can be. Lunar New Year is pretty much a huge festivity, right? So, like I can only speak for me. Like I'm Chinese Canadian, so it's about 15 days, but you can even run it through a month of just celebration, right? So normally you would do it like we're doing the parade on February the 11th in Chinatown here, but then we're also going to different organizations. Like we're going to go to like River Creek Casino, different corporate events and things like that. Like I think we're going to P.F. Chang's, so we'll just do it like a little plug, I guess.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So very involved with the community then in regards to
very involved
celebrations.
Yeah.
Based on what you said about the lion dance and martial arts, there's a lot to learn, and so probably quite a few challenges in getting to a place maybe where, I don't know if I should say like where you're happy with the work that you're doing, or like, we all have really hard days where things don't go the way you want them to. What would you say has been the biggest obstacle or the biggest challenge for you in your experience so far?
Not too many challenges. It's pretty positive, but
that's good.
It's I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of senior students stay with us, and instructors, and different generations you see come and go, right? So you're going to have that turnover, right? So that would be a challenge. However, we've actually had it's like a second family. So it's just the culture, right? So you're not just learning martial arts. You're not learning just kung fu, how to punch and kick and maybe do a weapon. Like you're learning a little bit more about the culture, which is why we're celebrating Lunar New Year, and everyone's learning. Like a lot of the Canadians are learning. Okay, well, a red envelope, you would accept it with two hands instead of one hand. Things like that, right? So for the lucky money, I'm saying, like if you're receiving a gift, you take it with two hands versus one hand. So yeah, just a little stuff like that.
And is that just because it's lucky money, so that's a respect thing, or you've just always done it that way?
No,
or?
For anything. It could be like an award.
Oh, okay.
If you receive an award, a plaque, you probably want to respect and take it with two hands. I think it's an Asian culture thing.
Gotcha.
But, versus here, I'll take it, thanks.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So we execute a bow, for example, when we enter the training area or when we see an instructor out of respect. So in Kung Fu, we'll do a bow like this, and then in karate, we'll probably do like a bow like that, or Taekwondo or something like that, just out of respect. Just like saying good morning to your parents,
Are there any other maybe traditions that you want to speak to, whether that be with Kung Fu, martial arts?
Well, since we're on the Lunar New Year theme, I would say just some of the traditions for me, like generally Chinese New Year's Eve or Lunar New Year's Eve, you would have dinner with your family. Lunar New Year's Eve, and then the second day of the New Year, you're going to have dinner again with family, and you have different types of food. So I guess some of it is how the the language is spoken, so it might sound like it's lucky and things like that. So like long life noodles, like long life, you want to have the noodles long. You don't want to cut them. You want to make sure that you have the longest noodles, right? Long life, and was it sticky rice? So that brings like togetherness and yeah, things like that. So you know, just yeah, it's all a lot of superstition stuff, but it's you know, it's kind of what we follow, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of meaning behind everything, which
there is. It's pretty intricate. It's like, I think the 7th day of New Year's is everyone's birthday. So then everyone can celebrate together. It's everyone's birthday, you know, stuff like that. And then, yeah, like I think the 15th day is like a lantern, and I'll show you a lantern later. You know, things like that.
Oh, wow, that's so sweet. I never knew, because I mean, I've gone to restaurants before, and there's like on the menu been sticky rice or whatever, but I never knew that there was meaning behind those things.
Yeah. And the one main thing is the red envelopes. So normally if you're married and you're older, you want to give lucky money to children. So that's one of the biggest things to give lucky money. It's kind of like whether it's Christmas, right? You get presents. With this one, you get lucky money. So you get a stash of money. Right.
And for the lucky money, this I could be totally off because I don't actually know. But is it lucky money where you save it, or is it like spendable money, I guess?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's to each his own. You could probably save it like the Tooth Fairy, or you can save it for a new car. You know, it depends. You know. That was a good question, though.
And so on the flip side of, because we were speaking a bit about challenges and then we kind of went into traditions, what would you say is the most rewarding part of maybe your job, maybe martial arts, maybe just celebration in general?
Sure. Well, I volunteer, so I think that's just, for me, I think it changes at different ages, right? So when you're younger, you might want to, you know, win trophies and things like that, and gold medals. But as I get older, it's just I see my students winning, and that it brings a smile to their face, and I think that's a little bit more rewarding than me winning something, right? So just like when you have kids and things like that, right? Yeah. So not the age of myself, but I feel that they're all like my kids and family and brothers and sisters, and you know, I have students that are older than me, like say in their 60s, and they're giving me the execute the bow. I do the same thing. It's this respect, right? And they call me Sifu, and yeah, so we can all learn from each other, right?
That's so beautiful. Yeah. Is there a misconception maybe about martial arts that you've heard or kind of want to debunk?
Oh, I guess it's best to just ask a martial artist, right? But sometimes it might get a just bad rap. It's just always just, you know, now, you know, it's popular, right? MMA, it's a great sport and all that, but it's not always about just fighting. Like, that's part of it. There's some self-defense part of it that's in there. You need the real life self-defense, which is part of the martial arts. You should have that. But there's a lifestyle. Like, you want to make sure it's not just a coach. You want to have a little bit more of that respect, you know, and learning more than just punching and kicking. You know, the culture. So I think that's one of the misconceptions. But you really want to find a good instructor that you're going to bond with and relate, because just because you're taking Kung Fu doesn't mean all Kung Fu is the same, and vice versa, right? It's just like learning from a professor. Not every professor is exactly identical, right? So I feel that best thing to do is come and try a free class.
Try it out, for sure. Yeah, I definitely see, just from speaking to you, the vibe that I'm getting is there's a lot more than just the kicking and punching and like knowing how to do it without maybe hurting yourself or like hurting someone else, because it's seeming like it's more about the tradition and the respect than it is about like the intent to hurt, which people might think, but that's not.
Absolutely. You want to learn that self-discipline, self-control, but you also want to be able to defend yourself if you need it, right? So that's important. So all of it is, you know, it really depends on the person, what they want, but we try to make sure that we kind of not totally cater it personally to them, but it's a group sessions, you know, and we like to have everybody learn the same thing and at their own pace, though. Yeah. And
how many would you say are generally in a class?
You know, right now our kids class, you know, depending, it's about 30, 40, not even, and then but we have about 5 or 6 instructors, so there's a lot of
Oh, gotcha.
the student ratio is fairly good, and then you know, but yeah, but it's depending on the space. But we also have a mezzanine upstairs and things like that. But we can, and when it's warm out, we can go outside in the park and train outside.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
That's nice. Do you think that martial arts is something you need to start from a young age, or do you think people could kind of hop on at any point in their life if it was something they wanted to explore?
Yeah, I think you can hop on any time, but one of the misconceptions as well is, well, it's too late, I can't start, right? But no, I've had students that started at 40 or 60. Actually, this a couple months ago, a couple 60-year-olds started, and they're having fun, right? So, but no, any age is fine. But we accept 6 right now.
Starting at 6.
Starting
please.
at 6.
So last question,
Okay.
doesn't have to be specific to anything we've talked about, but what would you say is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
I would say just be humble and humility. There's always going to be someone better and tougher, stronger, whatever, right? But as long as you're just humble about going through things, you know, you don't need to show off too much. You know, just learn to be humble. That's what I learned.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.